Social Security recipients are set to receive a 2.8% boost in their monthly benefits starting January 2026. The Social Security Administration made the announcement on Friday, but many seniors say the increase still isn't enough to keep up with the rising cost of living. While the adjustment is slightly larger than this year's 2.5% increase, it's much smaller than the record raises seen a few years ago when inflation was soaring. According to the agency, retirees' monthly payments will rise by about $56, bringing the estimated average benefit to $2,071. Nearly 71 million people receive Social Security benefits, and in total, about 75 million Americans receive either Social Security or supplemental security income. Some even receive both. This annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA, is calculated using an inflation metric from the third quarter of the year. Inflation has eased considerably since the peak of 2022, which led to a historic 8.7% adjustment in 2023. The Consumer Price Index, another measure of inflation, rose 3% in September compared to a year earlier, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This year's COLA announcement was delayed by the recent federal government shutdown, pushing back the expected release. However, not all of the 2.8% increase will make it into retirees' pockets. A significant portion is expected to be offset by higher Medicare Part B premiums, which are forecast to rise from $185 this year to more than $206 in 2026. That's nearly double last year's increase. For many beneficiaries, that higher Medicare cost could wipe out nearly half or even all of their Social Security raise. Nancy Altman, president of the advocacy group Social Security Works, said the higher Medicare premium will eat away at much of the COLA benefit. For some seniors, she added, the increase will completely vanish once healthcare costs are deducted. Many retirees have long argued that the annual adjustments simply don't keep pace with their real expenses. According to the Senior Citizens League, Social Security benefits lost 20% of their buying power between 2010 and 2024. Someone who retired in 2010 would need about $370 more per month, or $4,443 a year, to regain that lost value. Over the last decade, the average annual increase has been about 3.1%, which analysts say doesn't fully reflect seniors' rising costs. Organizations like AARP have pushed for the COLA formula to be updated to better represent older Americans' spending habits. They argue that the current inflation measure is based on the spending patterns of working adults, not retirees. The CPI for working Americans doesn't quite capture what older Americans spend on, said Joel Eskowitz, Senior Director of Social Security at AARP's Public Policy Institute. It's close, but seniors have different needs, especially with higher healthcare expenses. So, while a 2.8% increase might sound like progress, many retirees worry that it's not enough to make a real difference. With healthcare costs rising and inflation still squeezing budgets, millions of seniors may once again find that their Social Security benefits simply can't keep up with the real cost of living.